want to talk a little bit more about saving money when you go on vacation. Vacations, they are experiences, and so many families put a very high priority on vacation. So you want to be able to do them in a way that's not going to have you coming home and not being able to pay your mortgage anymore.
Right.
So let's all come up with our own practical tips that we've used at parks or at different vacations for our own families. Bruce, why don't you start?
Number one, set expectations. So with the Canadian dollar where it is, things are just more expensive, not just in the US, but in other places around the world. And so we have one of them as an example is there will be a souvenir. We will buy it on the last day. So we shop and we look at everything. We can look at everything and everything and everything, but we will choose the souvenir on the last day. That is not an easy thing to do, by the way. Holding. I have a 5-year-old. But holding true to that makes a big difference in terms of how much you end up spending.
Because if you buy the souvenir on day one, then you've
There's
got
a better
17.
one. Yeah,
Right.
I want this one too.
Yeah, okay, that's a very
great.
good point. I like that. Okay, so Stacey, what about you? What have you done on vacations to Disney that have helped you in terms of saving some cash?
Our big strategy is that we travel during off-season times.
Yes.
I have 2 boys in competitive hockey. It means we cannot go all winter. But the upside to that is that we travel during non-peak times. We look for, Disney sometimes has food deals where you can get a free meal plan during the off time. I think that's fabulous. And we also get groceries delivered to our room, store some things in the fridge. I've got 3 huge eaters that I need to feed every day, including myself and my husband. That's 5. It adds up. So we do all those strategies. It's efficient, and we have a great time.
So many of us ordered our groceries.
Yes.
Part of the production crew
Brilliant.
that came down for City Line, and we were thrilled with it. You know, the kids were coming. I wanted to make sure there's milk, there's bread,
Yes,
there's
it's
bananas, there's
brilliant.
apples, all of that stuff waiting at the resort for us when we got in. That is such a relief. As a parent, you're constantly thinking about food.
And healthy food.
Healthy
Making sure there's
food.
an
You
apple
want to
on the
make
back.
sure
wanna
you've
have
got
healthy
options, and you
choices.
want to make sure that, you know, if you want that snack at midnight, you've got something accessible because you've got a fridge full of food. I think we did Garden Grocer.
Yes. Yeah, we did too.
And they're here. They're at the resort every day.
They
so that's
drop off
amazing.
at the resort. It's perfect.
Leanne, how about you?
Well, it's tied into the groceries. It's actually getting the groceries delivered and then packing a picnic lunch to take into the park each day. And you know what? You have such wonderful moments that way because during those peak lunch, dinner, even breakfast times, it gets so busy and the lineups can get a little bit long. So I say if you're going to eat at any of the on-site restaurants, eat in off hours.
Yeah.
So before the lunch rush or after. But then to save money, pack your lunch, find a quiet little beautiful park spot, or even, you know what somebody told me that they do?
What?
They ride the ferry boat and they have their lunch. They go around a couple of times in Magic
beautiful.
Kingdom.
Beautiful.
And
I
they
like
eat
that.
their lunch that way and it becomes a memory.
Yeah.
And it's saving you money too.
I like that. I love that. I love the idea of a picnic. What about you, Mare?
Well, we've been twice before with Andrew when he was 6, and again when he was 11. And we've always come on the off season. But I bought the book. I bought the Disney book on how to see it with kids.
The guidebook,
and
yeah.
they had fabulous ideas. And the big one was the last week of January, first week of February, and there's hardly any lineups. Honestly, we were the
That's
first
a
ones
nice
on the
bonus,
Pirates of the
too.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
We were the first ones on so many rides, and it was great. And you know what? All the water parks are empty because only the crazy Canadians are in the water because it's like 72.
Summer.
It's like
It's summer.
It's summer for us.
That is awesome. I know for us, when we first came with the kids, it was like stroller right away.
Right.
The great thing about the double strollers is if you get the receipt, you can take it to whatever park you want for the rest of the day.
Right.
So you invest that money, we'd go back to the hotel, take a nap, go to another park, take another stroller absolutely free. That was a great investment. But someone from Disney was also telling me they used to buy the little cheap umbrella strollers
Right.
for the day, throw
Yes.
them out at the end of the
Yeah,
trip.
Just leave them here.
Yeah, just leave them here.
great
You don't
idea.
even have to take that home. You know, they're so
exactly.
inexpensive. Anyways, great tips, guys. City Line is live in Epcot. Thanks for joining us. We've got more coming up after the break. Really good money-saving tips.